A lot of millionaires are leaving their countries and coming to Dubai.
And no place in the world is becoming
It's
safe.
safe enough, yeah.
Yeah, prices for the off-plan are quite expensive compared to secondary markets. You can buy a one-bedroom for off-plan for around 1.5 million. You can throw down another $500,000 dirhams and buy a sweet spot in JBR or Marina ready. Huge. We had the influx of Chinese investors come in and flood the market.
Dubai is home to some of the world's most jaw-dropping skyscrapers, luxury living, and a real estate market that never stops evolving. But have you ever wondered how it all started? What was the Dubai's property scene like before the Burj Khalifa, before Palm Jumeirah, before the glitz and the glam? So today we are diving deep into Dubai real estate then versus now, and I've got the perfect guest to break it all down. Someone who hasn't just witnessed the evolution, but has lived it. So Alex, can you please give us a short introduction about yourself?
Thanks, Vernon. So my name is Alex. I was born and raised in Ajman. I moved to Dubai when I was 9 years old. So this was around 2003, 2004. That's actually when our family bought their first property in Springs, actually. Actually, back then, Emirates Hills was launched in 2003, and our family bought a property there for 500,000 dirhams. It was a townhouse, 2 bedrooms, 2,500 square feet,
Okay.
and it was 500,000.
What did you compare that price from then to now?
Oh my God. I mean, now the price of that villa is around 4 million. It's a townhouse.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, so now obviously they're building townhouses for around 5 times the price of that. For like
yeah,
2.5 million, you'll buy a townhouse somewhere, and they'll be obviously not in the best location.
exactly.
So back in 2003, you'd get prime location. That was the best thing. But now the market's moving further towards the desert because obviously we have less and less space.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Open community places like Kudra.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But so yeah, these days real estate market it's still moving, still growing, but in a different direction towards the
nice.
desert. That's what I think.
So my question to you for this particular video is, how do we? So since you've lived from you've been born and brought up in Ajman, then you moved to Dubai.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you have witnessed the market.
of course.
So what we want to know is an in-depth about the market. As you said, you bought a villa for 500,000.
Yeah. So actually, my family, I was very young at the time, right? So my family was into real estate. My family bought 3 properties. We have a property in Springs, we have a property in Marina, and JBR.
Okay.
So back in the day, studios would go for like around 150,000,
Wow,
200,000 in Marina, whereas now it costs around you like a million.
Million, yeah.
So 5x everywhere since those times. JBR we bought in 2012. It was quite late, but still we bought it for like around 1.3 million. It was a 1 bedroom. Now it's 2.2. So it's
Wow.
doubled pretty much, almost. So the market is growing. I guess these days you won't see that type of growth I mean, it has been 10 years since that time, right? So if you do invest today, obviously in 10, 15 years, you can see similar returns. I don't see why the market shouldn't keep growing, right?
Exactly.
We have like these huge events. We had EXPO 2020.
Yeah, that
We
was a
had
very big impact, I've heard. Yeah.
huge. We had the influx of Chinese investors come in and flood the market.
And the funny part about it is everyone who I have spoken to who have been brought up in Dubai have just emphasized on how much of a change Expo 2020 has been.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean,
Exactly.
it was huge because even the nationalities of people you'd see around has changed. There was an influx of a lot of foreigners. They came in, they realized what great potential Dubai has for business, for startups. It's a hub for everything. So after Expo 2020, we had a huge influx of foreign investments. Foreigners come through to work, find jobs. So actually, the market has become kind of tough for people trying to find a job
Exactly.
because we have such a huge influx of workers that salaries are
But
going
at the
down.
same time, we have a lot of companies opening up their HQs right here in Dubai.
That's true.
Like, for example, we have an area in Dubai that's called Dubai Science Park, right? Lot of medical technologies companies who have databases, who run their the machinery, like the scan machine, the CT machines.
Yeah,
They are bringing their bases here. Yeah.
Dubai is built. Dubai. Why I like Dubai so much is Dubai is really focused on separating the business and the living. So we have special areas and communities in Dubai. We have DIP, Dubai Investment Park.
Yeah.
So we have lots of business over there. We
Business
have
over there, correct.
Dubai Outsource City, where
Yes.
people are opening up their offices for cheap prices, and
Then
there's too many places. I mean, academic
they
cities for
have
the
production
universities,
city,
production cities for
media
the
city,
exactly,
sports
exactly,
city.
exactly. We have all these cities, all
A
these
lot of things, yeah.
bases, but it's actually very well coordinated.
Yes.
And what I like about the government in Dubai is that's when they build something and they see that they messed up and they see there's a mistake and a flaw, they change it, and maybe they don't correct the problem right there, but the next project they do, they make sure they don't have the same mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yep.
what I'm talking about is basically, for example, the Palm Jebel Ali.
Mhm.
If you see, it has now exits on the sides as well.
Yes,
So
yes.
if you want to actually live on the crescents, then
Then
it
you don't
actually
have to
makes
go through
sense.
the traffic from the middle. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And so
I seen that.
downtown, they built the Burj Khalifa, 1.5 billion. It wasn't a huge success as they thought it would be, and now they realize, okay, no one wants to live in the tallest tower. They want
They
to
want to
look at
live
it.
around it.
Yeah, yeah. So now we got the creek coming up, where we're
Yep.
gonna have the tallest tower in the world with a
World
bunch of
with them.
restaurants.
Yep.
So that's what I like about the government. They see, they analyze, and they fix
They,
their
yep,
flaws.
make it
Always.
better.
Always, yeah. So this is the best place, in my opinion, to live, because the sheikhs, the government here looks out for the people.
Correct.
So it's a great infrastructure to have around you, you know?
Yeah, so Alex, I had another question that I wanted to ask you. What are some areas which you did not think would do well, but at the moment, it's like the haven for investment?
Actually, I didn't have any expectations back in the day, but how Dubai works, I mean, it's just the influx of people, and bit by bit, everything just keeps growing and growing. But the most interesting areas I'd like to say is probably JVC and IMPZ. IMPZ just because of its location and how cheap it is, because back then you could rent a studio for like around $3,000, 10,000 dirhams, 12,000 dirhams per year, and now it's around 40. So that's one of the best areas, I think, in terms of price to value that you get for your dollar, and JVC as well, because JVC is so such a great spot in terms of location, but right now it's kind of saturated, which is why I don't like it personally, but it's boomed. It's the #1 highly transacted area last year, so I can't complain, I can't argue with the facts, but I don't like JVC personally.
And what about the whole transition from Ajman to Dubai?
Ajman to Dubai, yeah. So I mean, I was born in Ajman. I moved to Dubai when I was 9, so that's around 2005. So 2005, we had Marina built already. Marina was built around 2001, 2002. We had the Palm was already getting handed over in 2005. So just these basic areas. We had no sports city. We had no motor city.
Nothing, yeah.
We had no Arjan, no JVC, no JVT, none of that.
So pretty much more of a desert.
We just had Sheikh Zayed Road. We had all of Jumeirah.
Okay.
We have all of Jumeirah down to like the flag, the big flag by Jumeirah 3, Jumeirah 1. And then you had obviously Burj Al Arab, one of the first properties, one of the first buildings standing there. What else do we have? Everything by the beach, Al Sufouh Road?
Yeah.
Al Sufouh, so everything there was already built, and by Sheikh Zayed Road. Everything else past that was not around. It was just...
What about the villa community?
Villa community, Springs, Emirates Hills, the #1 community, I'd say, if it comes down to villas. Springs, Meadows, Lakes, Emirates Hills, because of the prime location. So that was the only place that was built back in 2005. When I moved in, I remember I was 9 years old, and we were the first people in the entire Springs 4. All the other villas were just plots. They weren't even built up yet. So it was empty, and bit by bit, things were just happening every year. That's how Dubai works. Year 1, year 2, phase 1, phase 2, they build it, and all of a sudden, 5 years later, you see you're in a booming city, in a megatropolis, you could say. It's like it's like your new New York or Moscow or
a better version of it.
A better version, I'd say, for sure. Can't argue there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Also, we've visited Ajman, we've visited a lot of the other Emirates, Dubai, when it comes to infrastructure, don't you think it's a bit more cluttered?
It is becoming. Nowadays we're building smaller and tighter because of the influx of people. And if you look at the older buildings, like say JBR, Dubai Properties built JBR, you'd have one bedrooms there like 1,500 square feet, which is massive. You get a 2-bedroom for that size right now. So now obviously you're getting less value for your dollar, but it's because there's less and less space, and That is the scarcity. That is the thing that you have to look at in the Dubai market, is the scarcity of the land. So there's nothing else left on Sheikh Zayed Road. We have new projects coming up like Shoba, Heartland, and Meydan, Mohammed bin Rashid City. So these projects are going to boom because they're still geographically placed very well in the UAE. But soon that's just going to run out and everyone's going to have to drive 2 hours to get to the beach. You know? So, so buy your
I
property
also
quick.
overheard someone recently say that, you know, there are these multiple developers who are building like 600 to 700 units in one project, yeah. I do not want something that 700 other people have. So why should I invest in that when I can own something completely unique like a villa or even a townhouse, for that example, because it's completely customizable in Dubai.
I mean, you really just got to look at your location. But you said, like, why would I buy a townhouse? Or
No,
why would
why-
you buy like an apartment and like where there's 600 units in
Yeah,
that building
exactly.
rather than a
Yes.
townhouse? Honestly, again, it's just going to be about your location. I mean, why would you buy an apartment somewhere next to like Dubai Outsource City or next to like the Outlet Mall, somewhere very far away? Why would
Very
you do
far.
that? I mean, obviously, it's just because you're paying less, so you're getting more for your dollar. So again, Dubai, it caters to all types of people. If you personally prefer privacy and you want something more secluded, something on your own, pay more, gets better,
Nice.
get privacy. Dubai is all about, it's like you get what you pay for. You know, so if you want that privacy, if you want that seclusion, you being on your own, you have to pay a bit more. If you want a townhouse next to all your neighbors, I mean, you're gonna have neighbors on your left, right, in front of you. That's gonna cost you 2.5 mil. If you want privacy, it's gonna cost you 10 million.
Yes,
You know, that's
right.
the difference. So, yeah, whatever you can afford. Dubai is a market for everybody.
So, Alex, also, what would you think about the golden visa? Like, you know, the way the Dubai government attracts more and more investors. Like, I've seen reports where investors are leaving the UK, leaving China, and all investing in Dubai. A lot of millionaires are leaving their countries and coming to Dubai.
Definitely.
So,
definitely.
what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, this is all thanks to the UAE government, thanks to their attractive rates for interest rates, attractive taxes. I mean, it's attractive space to live because of security. So thanks to them, obviously, we're having a huge influx, and also we're having the new casino come up, and just safety is a big thing for me. So if someone goes to like America, New York, Vegas, like they win $1 million in the casino, they'll feel scared to walk out. You know,
Yeah.
anyone could rob them. Whereas here, this millionaire who walks out of this casino knows he's going to be safe. You know,
Safe,
this is the number one thing. I mean, I have a little sister, and I tell you, you know, you can walk home at 12 o'clock at night. It's fine, even if it's like a
That's-
10 minutes walk.
Yeah.
No one's gonna touch you in Dubai. You know, that's why it's becoming that attractive place. Expo 2020 definitely helped us out in terms of the Chinese investors. There's quite a lot of the Chinese government was breaking down on the Chinese people, basically trying to take their money outside the country. Because I don't know what the whole thing was, but there was a crackdown on that. And
Maybe, yeah.
based off of that, in 2020, we had a huge influx of Chinese people. The market boomed. Europe as well is looking very unattractive for people to live. It's dangerous. People in London are getting their watches stolen. My friend has
Yes.
had his watch stolen, a couple. So, yeah, no place in the world is becoming
It's
safe.
safe enough, yeah.
Yeah, you
As
know,
much
so-
as Dubai.
Exactly. So safety is just the number one thing, and that's why I recommend people to keep coming. You know,
Keep coming and keep getting the numbers in, because
Exactly.
you don't want to miss out on this market,
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah, you're not gonna miss out, and plus, I mean, everything is growing. Why not grow with Dubai? you know?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I've been here since the beginning, and year on year, I've seen it grow. It's not dropping. Prices don't depreciate. Everything's getting more expensive and expensive. So it is the best spot, in my opinion, to grow as a individual or have a family. Even in all cases, I recommend
Yeah,
Dubai.
exactly.
Honestly.
Like, how sweet is that? So if you have golden visa, you can sponsor your whole family.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even
That's
touch
the
up on
best
the
thing,
golden
right?
visa. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's actually not that much of an investment. Like $600,000,
Yeah.
2 million dirhams,
Yeah.
right? Like that can buy you a nice spot, and you can now sponsor everybody.
Everyone.
Free access to Dubai for 10 years.
Yes.
It's an attractive thing, and again, thanks to the government, they're doing everything to help support everybody in this country when it comes to nationals and foreigners.
Yes, everything.
True.
Everyone's welcome. Also, one last thing.
Hmm.
Off plan or ready?
Off plan already. Oh. You want an honest answer?
Yes, why not?
So, from a standpoint of an investor, I would buy ready-made, secondary markets. Why? Because right now prices for the off-plan are quite expensive compared to secondary markets. You can buy a one bedroom for off-plan for around 1.5 million. You can throw down another 500,000 dirhams and buy a sweet spot in JBR or Marina ready, and you just give it up for rent this the very same day. Perfect location. Again, you won't find anything off plan with a great location as good as it was back in the day. So I recommend secondary for investors. That's what I recommend to all my investors, you know. But when in terms of making money, obviously off plan is the best. You get the higher commission. And I mean, from a perspective of also the investor, I mean, they can pay over time, which is also great. So again, it depends what kind of investor you are. If you don't have the finance, the budget to pay instantly, obviously go for off plan. Your property will most likely appreciate depending on which project you pick, which is very important. The secondary market, your property won't really appreciate too much anymore. But also location matters, but you have to find those couple of sweet spots again to find an appreciating unit.
Thank you so much, Alex. It was really great getting all this information from you.
Thanks for having me, bro.
And would you want to end the video?
All right, guys. So if you do want to start up your investment journey in Dubai, definitely reach out to us. Our contacts will be popping up on the screen right now. Like, share, and subscribe, obviously, and get in touch with us. There's no other options, no better options than Rayna Properties. You have people like us with over 30 years experience in the market. So what are you waiting for?